Is I get more I know this is going to happen in the Hall of Fame. Any shot you can come up with that?
We hope so, yeah.
And the induction is Sunday. All right, there's a big dinner Saturday. Mm-hmm. Marvin Hagler is coming up, by the way. Nice. George Foreman told me he's going to try to get up for it. I should know today or tomorrow if he's coming. But it's and you know, Ted Gallus is one of my closest friends anyway. Being impressed all over to do a book. In fact, there's 2 books. I went to Chicago when I graduated high school, and I was undefeated, and there was a great trainer manager, Jack Rowley. Does that name ring a bell? Mm-hmm. He handled Billy Patrol, Vince Foster, Harry Kid Matthews. All right. I graduated high school when I was 17, moved right out to Chicago to box, and because I was promoting, I became assistant matchmaker at June 16th I turned 18, all right? This June 16th I'll be 19. Anyway, and they made me assistant matchmaker like this at Marigold Garden. They had weekly fights, so I was getting paid for that. And because I was the only Jewish kid then, and Jack Rowley was training me, they paid me. You know, I was getting paid well, very well, for a kid. I went undefeated with Jack, and then I went to Buffalo, New York. A guy by the name of Mike Scanlon, who had Bobby Scanlon and Joey Jambra. Jambra could fight, boy. Jambra could fight.
Yeah.
I lost 3 out of 4 fights then, and I was co-promoting. I was promoting. I was doing it all, and I lost 3 out of 4, and I just said, "That ain't gonna happen." It was one of the worst. I mean, I really felt, down. I never quit on anything in my life, but mentally, I just said, "No, I got to get over this because it's not going to be. It's not going to be." And you know, that was it.
When's the last time you talked to Muhammad Ali? Did you stay in touch with him later in his life?
Yeah, I did. I don't know if you know this, but when he became Muhammad from Cassius, and understand my kid Sonny Banks was the first fighter to knock him down.
Yeah.
And that's basically where I met him. And you know, we started having situations where we're together a lot more. When I saw him in Philadelphia. But the last great thing, and this is a story very few people know, I'm doing Ali and George Chuvalo in Toronto. And Angelo Dundee asked me to look after Ali because he had a fight with Louis Rodriguez in Florida. And I brought Ali, I had him come up because I was helping promote the fight. I had him come up, like 10 days ahead of time. And he said, make sure he's on the road and everything else. At the gym, Sully's gym. Remember Sully's gym? Yeah. He was there, and this was ridiculous. But I was charging $20 a person to come and watch him work out. We're talking then, whatever year that was. And the deal that I made is I kept 10, Ali got 10, all right? We were putting in $3,000 to $4,000 a day. I was putting in $1,500 to $2,000 in my pocket, right? For 10 days. All right, it was a great. Now, he would come back. And Angelo said, "Don't let anyone know, the members of the press, where he's staying." So I picked a ordinary hotel. Oh, the guy was like, "Wow!" Gave me the place for him for nothing. We needed a couple more rooms, and every day we'd come back from the gym like at 4 o'clock, and the kids in the neighborhood started coming. The first day, there were like 30 kids, all right? So they all come, and he looks at them, and there's a hook to this story. He said, you, and you. We pick out 3 kids, and we're in the yard of the motel. He said, start over there, run to the end of that street, and come back. It was like a minute and a half, 2-minute run. Kid that came in first got $100. Kid that came in second got 50. Kid that came in third got 20. All right. He did that till all the money was gone. By the 3rd day, they had 50-some kids there, and he's lining them all up, 1, 2, and 3. And he had such an eye that, like the 2nd or 3rd day, all right, he knew this is better to have these 3 kids together. He did that till all the $2,000. And let me tell you the greatest hook. He came up to Canada, and all of the story, because he couldn't fight in the States, is the white devil. You know, he's talking about the white devil. That was Muhammad, all right? The white devil. He gave away $20-some thousand. All but 2 of those kids were white.
Wow.
And, you know, no one knows that.
Yeah.
All white kid. And he gave tickets to them for the fights, to families. No one is allowed. He brought families into his room, and they talked, and it was unreal. But, you know, no, he was a hell of a guy, man. He was a class act, man. He was,
How did you become his little John Garfield?
He loved old movies. When he went to training camp, he took all the old gangster movies. All right, he Edward G. Robinson, Humphrey Bogart, and all. And he's in Cherry Hill, and I'm in Atlantic City. I go to him, and he never got. I mean, he used to call me every name, nothing bad. And I came to his door one day, all right, in Cherry Hill. And you know, he's 6'3", whatever he is. I'm 5'7", and he looks down at me. I forgot what he called me. I looked up, and again, I couldn't call him Muhammad. I called him Champ. I said, Champ, that's not my name. That is not my name. He said, what is your name? I said, my name is Don. No, your name's not Don. What is it? You're Little John Garfield. He introduced me to everyone from that day on as Little John Garfield.
He'd been watching too many movies.
Yeah, no, that's all he used to do. He used to still, when I went up to Deer Lake with him, he's training at night, nothing but the old gangster movies. I promoted in Sweden, you know, as the first promoter in Sweden.
There we go.
Since Ingemar Johansson.
Yeah.
I brought Joey Abel over there, who I told everyone was Swedish. So he learned all he could about Swedish. And he came over, and I had Abel box in Sweden, and it was fantastic. And probably one of the great stories, they did some great interviews with me in Sweden, all right? And I'm responsible, along with Olof Johansson, of bringing boxing back to Sweden after I think it was 36 years since John, because the reason they did not allow boxing in Sweden is boxing is below the dignity of, you know, Swedish people. We just don't allow this. And I talked in front of their government, and they allowed, which were 4-round fights. They would only allow 4 rounds. And I brought Steve Smogel over as a referee, and you know, it was terrific. Now I'm getting great press there, and I love it there. All right, and you know, I wound up with a couple of great relationships. That was just fantastic. I loved it. And I find an IKEA in the States, I go, they got the greatest meatballs. All right?
Yeah.
Incredible. All right. Do they have an IKEA here?
No.
No. Okay. So listen. Pittsburgh. So get this one, because this is a classic. All right. And again, I'm great. Now it's the 3rd time I'm there, and they say, Don, you're a peer. You're like one of us, and so what's the greatest thing, etc. That I said, are you kidding? The blonde, blue-eyed girls, they're incredible. All right. And what's the one thing that, you know, didn't live up to your expectation? I said, you know something? I love meatballs. He said, I've tried 5 different I said, I really think they're terrible. Headlines. Don Elbaum does not like sweet. Headline! Unreal. One of my unknown stories. Yeah, Jerry's my cousin, and listen, we grew up together. He's, he used to come to my fights, and like I said, and boy, did a couple of people get upset, which I didn't know. He hated Trump, all right? When I ran fights in Atlantic City, not once, but twice, Donald used to come to my shows. He and Jerry sat side by side. And, you know, I mean, Trump wasn't Trump then. Okay, so sat side by side, and they talked. So I'm telling people at the memorial about, and a couple of people, he hated it. I said, this is 35, 40 years ago. Jesus, it's a different Trump then. And the other one is, you know, he met Ali, and you know, I brought that up, and he met Ali, and you know, he was a big fighter. Listen, he's one of my closest relatives, and you know, he was special, man.
This has been such a highlight, and I hope next time you're back in this area, I'd love to, because these are all, you're gathering stories, in case you don't know that, for your book.